In this video, we are going to create our vehicle class for our inheritance demo that we're doing. And vehicle was the base class that our other classes are going to be derived from. So let's do this. And I want to do this, but I want to show you some shortcuts that you can use in your editor to make your life easier when you're creating these pretty much standard type classes. The first thing we need to do is create a new class. So File, New File. I'm going to create a Java class. This Java class is going to be named Vehicle. And I'm going to say Finish. And here's our vehicle. I'm going to take out these comments at the top because they're unnecessary. And let's start building our vehicle class. Now, if you remember, we have the UML diagram that says we need make, model, and mileage as our fields. Okay, and we also need getters and setters for each one of those fields. So let's do this, and let's do it efficiently using some tools that are built in. We're going to be using Netbeans here. Let me see if I can make my fonts a little bigger. We're going to be using Netbeans here. So let's go up to Source, and under Source there is a menu option that says Insert Code. We can also get that menu option by hitting Alt and the Insert key. All right, so when we do that, it gives us some options. I can create a constructor, I can create a logger, I can create a toString, I can create an override method, I can create a property. And we're going to start with properties. So let's make a property. And my first property is going to be the make. So I'm going to put in make here for the name of my property. And notice some of my options here. It's going to be private. I have an option to generate the getter and setter, or just the getter, or just the setter. Okay. And I will go ahead and let it generate the java.comments for this property. I'll just leave that checked. So far I haven't done anything but give it a name and select its data type. It was already set to string, which is what I wanted. And it shows us a preview of what it's going to make. It's going to make a property called make. It's going to be a private string. It's also going to create getMake and setMake for us. And it's also going to generate the comments for those methods. So I'm just going to say OK. I haven't really changed anything except the name in this case. Say OK. And here it is. I have my property. I have my getter. And I have my setter. And let's do that again. This time I'm going to hit my Alt key and insert. And I'm going to say another property. And this one's going to be the model. And I'm going to leave everything at its defaults. Okay. So now I have a private string make and model. And I have getters and setters for both of those. And then notice where I'm at. I'm up right where I want to insert the next property. And I am going to hit Alt and insert again. And this time I am doing the mileage. So we're going to keep track of the mileage of our vehicle. But that's going to be, in this case, it's going to be an int. So we have a lot of different types here we can use. It's going to be an int. And there we go. So now I have my make, model, and mileage fields with getters and setters for each one of those fields, and I haven't really had to type much of anything at all. What else might I want in my class? Let's create, I'm going to do Alt Insert again, and this time I'm going to do a constructor. I want this constructor to initialize the make, model, and mileage because I don't have defaults. So I want anybody that's creating a vehicle to specify a make, model, and mileage. And there it is. There's my constructor that requires a make, model, and mileage to create my vehicle. And I think I'm going to leave that as the only constructor for now. I also want to do a toString. So I'm going to go Alt Insert again. And right here is toString. I want my toString to include all three of those properties. So I'll hit Generate. And there's my toString that returns the vehicle, the make, and the model, and the mileage. And now I have created my vehicle class. Let's test it. Let's test this vehicle class by going over to Vehicle Demo. And let me get up. And I'm going to say vehicle, my vehicle, equals new vehicle. And in parentheses, I am going to say, let's make a Chevy. And the second string is going to be, we'll make it a Camaro. And for mileage, we'll do 89,349 for the mileage. So there's my vehicle, and what I'm going to do is just print out my vehicle. Now I don't have to say my vehicle.toString, because if I just print the reference variable, when it prints a reference to that object, it's automatically going to print the toString, and we'll run that. And there's my vehicle. toString was generated by the toString make equals Chevy, model equals Camaro, mileage equals 89,349. All right, so there's my vehicle class. In the next video, we will create our car class that extends the vehicle class.